Hey guys, welcome back to Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen. Last time we set out from Pallet Town and caught 4 new Pokemon, Silo the Manky, Ankylosaur the Pidgey, Remy the Rattata, and Ares the Spearow. This time we'll be going further along Route 2, but before we do that I realized we probably should go back to Viridian City and stock up on some items, because we're probably going to need them. I have about 2,500 Pokédollars, so let's see what we can buy here. So far, we can get some more Pokeballs. We'll definitely want more of those. I think we'll get about 5. We already have about 5 potions. I think we're good on that. Now, antidotes will heal Pokemon from poison, so you are going to want to get some of these since there are going to be some poison-type Pokemon coming up. And let's get a Paralyze Heal just to be safe. And I hope we won't have to use it, because we only have the one and that could get bad if, well, we use it, and then of course there comes a time where we need it more later on and then we're screwed, but we'll manage somehow. Now here on Route 2 we do have some new Pokemon to go over, but I'm not going to be doing bios for them just yet. If you want to know, there's a 45% chance of running into a level 2 to 5 Pidgey, a 45% chance of running into a level 2 to 5 Rattata. Well, of interest here is that you have a 5% chance of running into a level 4 to 5 Caterpie, and a 5% chance of running into a level 4 to 5 Weedle. Both of those are new Pokemon, but I'll do their bios in a second. Here in this building, Rattata may be small, but don't underestimate its wicked bite. Have you caught one already? Are you going to Viridian Forest? It's a natural maze in there. Be careful you don't get lost. Before we go any further, I realized I probably should point out the area to the right, and this little sprout here. This tree looks like it can be cut down. We can get over there later, but there's nothing we can do at this moment to access that area, so we'll be passing up on that for now. But now that we're done with the first part of Route 2, welcome you to Viridian Forest. Trainer tips. Weaken Pokemon for attempting capture. Yeah, we do that. I came here with some friends to catch some bug Pokemon. They're all itching to get to some Pokemon battles. Hidden right next to this guy is an antidote for free, so you'll definitely want to grab that. Now that that's done, let's get into the new Pokemon we can catch here. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Bug type. This is Caterpie, the first of many Bug type Pokemon you'll encounter. Bug types evolve sooner than other types, but also typically have pretty crummy stats. There are good Bug types, but sadly they're the exception rather than the norm. Using Bug types, especially in this generation, requires careful planning and training, but there are viable strategies. Case in point, Caterpie is a Pokemon I believe is worth experimenting with. At level 7, it evolves into Metapod, where its attack actually decreases, one of the rare cases where evolving lowers the stat. To make up for this, its defense is greatly boosted. Wild Metapods only know the move Harden, which boosts its defense, but a trained Metapod can learn other moves to attack with. But even then, raising it is difficult as its low attack makes it difficult to fight with, and if you want to get experience, you'll likely have to place it at the front of your party and switch it out. Thankfully, Metapod evolves rather quickly at level 10 to Butterfree, where it gains the flying type and becomes interesting. While it has kind of mediocre stats, it learns a variety of moves that allow it to inflict status effects on opponents. For instance, it can learn Confusion, Poison Powder, Sun Spore, and Sleep Powder at low levels. It learns Psybeam, a psychic type moves with 65 power and 100% accuracy at level 34, and Silverwind, a bug type move with 60 power and 100% accuracy at level 47. Silverwind is especially remarkable since it's one of the few good offensive bug type moves in the game, and Butterfree is one of 2 Pokemon that can learn it even if it takes a while. Ultimately, Butterfree is a very unique and interesting Pokemon, even if its stats aren't great. I wouldn't recommend it for a long-term team, but it's one I would encourage you to keep around and experiment with and see what you can achieve with it. It can serve you decently well, and I'm willing to bet it'll surprise you with what it can do. Up next is Weedle, Caterpie's more physically oriented counterpart that also has a poison type. Poison types resist grass, fighting, bug, and other poison types, but are weak to ground and psychic types. Poison moves are super effective against grass types, not very effective on ground, rock, ghost, and other poison types, and have no effect on steel types. Weedle's dual typing makes it take only a quarter damage from grass and fighting types, and half damage from other bug and poison types. However, it takes twice as much damage from fire, flying, psychic, and rock types, which are all frequently occurring types, so it's a double-edged sword. Unrelated to its battle viability, but Weedle is called the hairy bug Pokemon, which, how it doesn't have any hair on it. That bothers me way more than it should. But moving on, Weedle follows the same evolution pattern as Caterpie, where at level 7 it evolves into Kakuna, which is a defense-oriented Pokemon that can only learn Harden if found in the wild, and requires the similar training method of keeping at the very front of your party to gain experience. At level 10, it evolves into Beedrill, which, as I mentioned earlier, is oriented towards physical attack rather than status effects like Butterfree. Unfortunately, I really can't recommend Beedrill. It only learns a handful of good moves in this generation, and the ones you can teach it are better off taught to other Pokemon. I wish I could say nicer things about it, like Butterfree, maybe that it was worth experimenting with, but I don't really have anything to say about Beedrill. It's just not that remarkable. And now we have the face of Pokemon itself. Pikachu is our first electric type, a new elemental type like fire, water, and grass. Electric is strong against water and flying, ineffective against grass, dragon, and other electric types, and have no effect on ground types. It also resists flying, steel, and other electric types, but is weak to ground. Given that water is so common in Generation 1, having an electric type on your team will be very helpful. And Pikachu is a great first choice. It's a very good attacker, and one of the more viable early game Pokemon in general. It has high speed, and is the only chance it'll have for a while to grab an electric type, so I would strongly recommend doing so. It has a highly varied moveset, learning moves that deal raw damage, inflict status effects, and raise its speed and evasiveness. Unlike the other Pokemon we've seen so far, Pikachu does not evolve when it reaches a specific level. Instead, you need to find an item called a Thunderstone and use it on them. This is the first type of what are known as Elemental Stones, or items you can give to Pokemon to make them evolve. I'll be pointing out where to get Thunderstones and other Elemental Stones when we encounter them in the game. But getting back to Pikachu, it evolves into Raichu when given a Thunderstone, and overall is a very solid choice. Its stats increase by quite a bit. Raichu overall is just Pikachu, but with better stats. Now, there are items in later games that if you set things up in a certain way, Pikachu actually does become better than Raichu, but such a strategy is not possible in FireRed and LeafGreen, so I would recommend evolving your Pikachu into Raichu in this game. Evolved electric types in the game, there aren't any I can definitively say outclass Raichu as an electric attacker. Because of its uniqueness and versatility, I would highly recommend catching the Pikachu. Now, Viridian Forest is somewhat of a maze. You'll notice there's a lot of grass patches and a lot of dead ends. There's nothing over here. And there's also just this really long winding area that ultimately goes nowhere and only has that one item right there. Kakuna, go CeeLo. Oh, Kakuna is very defensive and CeeLo isn't a good choice against them. I was gonna switch Charlie out in front because Charlie's Ember will just blitz through all these bug Pokemon. So, yeah, we're really not getting anywhere with just a normal type. Normal type move, I mean, CeeLo, of course, is a fighting type. I want to catch the Kakuna, but I'm worried that Ember will kill it, so I'm going to go for Scratch. Charlie does have a higher attack, so hopefully this will just work out. Just a few more hits and we should be able to catch it. Now, while we're on that subject, I guess I'll go over the catch rates in Viridian Forest. You have a 40% chance of running into a level 3 to 5 Caterpie, a level 40 chance of running in, not a level 40 chance, a 40% chance of running into a level 3 to 5 Weedle, and a 5% chance of running into a level 5 Pikachu. Now, this is our first case of slight version differences. In FireRed, you have a 10% chance of catching level 46 Kakuna. This is changing LeafGreen to Metapod instead, but the percentage and the levels are the same. However, in FireRed, you have a 5% chance of catching level 5 Metapod, and in LeafGreen is a Kakuna. So the two of them are basically reversed. And this is going to be a common thing you'll see in later areas. Often, one version of the catch rates is the inverse of the other. Gotcha, Kakuna was caught. Cocoon Pokemon. This Pokemon is in a temporary stage while making its body. It is almost completely unable to move on its own. I'll call you Ooze since, like, caterpillars are turned to ooze inside inside cocoons. I'm getting real world mixed up with Pokemon now. You know, that's always amazed me how caterpillars literally melt inside the cocoons and like their organs are like suspended in liquid. Yet somehow they're not dead. That's always just boggled my mind. It really is an amazing thing when you think about things like that. Alright, Caterpie. I think I should be able to catch you. Okay, Caterpie is using String Shot. That's gonna lower Charlie's speed, but the Caterpie isn't gonna pose much of a threat to him anyway. Gotcha, Caterpie was caught. Caterpie's data is added to the Pokedex. How about, Kaderp. Going back to the early internet days, Kaderp was transferred to someone's PC. His place in Box 1. You can only have 6 Pokemon at a time, so Kaderp was transferred to the PC we saw in our room for storage. This is what happens if your party is full and you can't hold any more Pokemon. So if you want to access them, you just have to go to a Poké Center to heal and get your Pokemon. For poison, use Antidote, get them Pokemarks, and the path we're just going on just loops around here, so there's nothing else to get over there. Trainer tips: if your Pokemon are weak and you want to avoid battles, stay away from grassy areas. Now in this corner there is another item. Alright, Weedle. Scratch. Oh. Well, we won't be catching Weedle today, but we surely will be running into an endless amount of them. Didn't found one potion to put the potion items pocket. I was throwing Pokeballs to catch Pokemon and I ran out. That's why you can never have too many Pokeballs. And here we have our first battle with a trainer. Once you step out in front of a trainer NPC, they will immediately engage battle with you. Hey, you have Pokemon, come on! Let's battle them. Expect to encounter this a lot. Bugcatcher Rick would like to battle. Bugcatcher Rick sent out Weedle. Of course, as with any Pokemon battle, you have to be the first to knock out all of your opponent's Pokemon. Considering we have 6 and he has 2, we're pretty much set. Now the important thing to point out here, oh, Poison Sting. Okay, thankfully Charlie wasn't poisoned. But the important thing I was going to say is that trainer Pokemon give out way more EXP than wild Pokemon. So you theoretically can run in grassy areas, but it's much better to fight trainers instead. And since whichever Pokemon was directly in a battle against the EXP, if you have a weaker Pokemon you want to level up like Silo here, your best bet is to send them out first and then switch to a stronger Pokemon second. Silo won't be of much use against these Pokemon, so I'm just sending them out, and then switching back to Charlie, who can easily just burn them. Caterpie fainted, Silo gained very few experience points, Silo grew to level 5.
Charlie gained 33 experience points. Player defeated bug catcher Rick. No, Caterpie can't hack it. And from defeating trainers, we get more Pokédollars, so this is how you get money. Shh, we'll scare the bugs away another time, okay? Going up this way, we have another trainer. Yo, you can't gym out if you're a Pokemon trainer. Who says trainers can't have fun? I'm just gonna beat you wrong just to prove it. Bugcatcher Doug would like to battle. Bugcatcher Doug sent out Weedle. Go CeeLo. And as before, we're gonna use our same strategy. Just send out Charlie and have him burn through everything. I'm sure that won't cause any ecological problems since like we're in a forest. Remember, kids, bringing fire into a forest is fine, especially if it's just a natural animal that can produce fire. Now, I'll say right here, I do plan on fighting every trainer in the game. However, I probably won't be showing off each one of them because they can get kind of repetitive, and I basically will mainly show them off when I have interesting things to say about them or what Pokemon they have. I will point out exactly what level each of their Pokemon is and well, which Pokemon they have if we skip over some of them or speed through them. But I do want to let you guys know what to expect when you're playing through this game because preparation is key in Pokemon. Steel gained 39 experience points, Charlie gained 39 experience points. Now he's going to send out a Kakuna. Kakuna and Metapod both can't actually hurt your Pokemon, so this is a great chance to send out a weaker Pokemon to wail on it until it levels up, but I'm personally not going to do that here just to save time. Charlie, you do your thing. Also, I use Harden. But hardening is no match for the power of fire. Seal gained 52 experience points, Seal grew to level 6. Seal learned Low Kick. That's a fighting type move that does more damage to an opponent the heavier it is. So all the trivia you see in the Pokemon bios about height and weight do actually come into play in some of the battles. Charlie also made it to level 12. Player defeated Bugcatcher Doug. Huh, I ran out of Pokemon! And to get 84 Pokédollars. That totally stinks. I'm gonna catch some stronger ones. Now over here, trainer tips, contact Professor Oak via PC to get your Pokedex evaluated. Here we have another antidote, so we'll use that in case anyone gets poisoned. We want to go up here to fight another trainer. And as you saw right there, he was looking down and then turned up. Some NPCs will occasionally look in different directions to catch you if you're running by, so you want to be careful and have good timing if you want to dodge by them. It might be little, but I won't like it if you go easy on me. Are you sure about that? You might live to regret those words, kid. Bugcatcher Anthony would like to battle. Bugcatcher Anthony sent out Caterpie. And let's just go through this. Anthony's second Pokemon was level 8 Caterpie, but ultimately both of them went down in one hit from Charlie. Steeler grew to level 7. Got some nice boosts except in defense. And Charlie gained 45 experience points. Player defeated by Catcher Anthony. Oh boo, nothing went right. 96 Pokédollars. Also my allowance. Now if you chose Bulbasaur or Squirtle, I would recommend using a Spearow to get through Viridian Forest. The reason for that is Bug-type Pokemon are also weak to Flying-type moves, so you essentially do have an option to one-hit KO the bugs in case you do choose Charmander. Alright, we have another Weedle, so hopefully this will be our chance to catch it. I don't feel great about using another Scratch on it. And I think for good measure, how about we use Remy since I don't expect we'll be using her a lot in battle. It's Poison Sting. Oh, Remy is poisoned. Now Remy's going to take damage every turn, and even out of battle, she'll continue to take damage. He's probably not going to last very long. But it seems like it's at a good amount of HP, so let's go and try to catch it. There we go. Weedle, bug Pokemon. Found forests and grasslands has a sharp toxic barb of around 2 inches top of its head. How do we give this cute little bug thing one of the edgiest possible names? Weed Killer. Weed Killer is just for someone. Sorry, I think I just burped there. Weed Killer is into someone's PC. So welcome to the team Caterpie and Weed Killer. Just realized the contrast between their names. And that bugging out effect is a sign that Remy has taken 1 HP of damage. I forgot what the right word for that was. When I first played this, I thought my game was glitching out, but no, that's a normal thing that's supposed to happen. And Remy fainted. Now before we fight you, I'm gonna switch back to CeeLo, and then we'll take you on. Did you know that Pokemon evolve? Yeah, we kind of knew that. Look at your Charlie! Hey, we know that name! Sent out Metapod. However, you're no match for the real Charlie. After that first Metapod, he also had another level 7 Metapod and a level 7 Caterpie. Ultimately, CeeLo and Charlie came close to leveling up, but not quite. Oh, I lost! Team got 84 Pokédollars. Now we want to weave through these trees and keep on going along Viridian Forest. We're almost to the end, however, I am going to spend some more time here because I want to, well, catch them all. Not you, though, we already got you. Now, if the going gets rough and you feel like you can't fight a lot of the wild encounters, I recommend placing a Rattata in front so you can use Runaway to get away from battles easily. There's a potion there if you need it, and also a sign. Trainer tips. You can't catch a Pokemon that belongs to someone else. Throw Pokeballs, only a wild Pokemon catch them. I didn't mean to read it again. Here, I was going to say there's another trainer. But no, it's just a level 3 Weedle. Run away. Now let's fight you. Hey, wait up, what's the hurry? Why the rush? Bug catcher Sammy like to battle. Sammy only has a level 9 Weedle, and you'll notice that that's a lot stronger than the other Pokemon, than the other trainers have. That's going to be sort of a staple. A lot of areas will have one trainer who has a single Pokemon that's a much higher level than the others, so you want to be on the lookout for that too. But he's still no match for Ember. CeeLo gained 49 experience points and grew to level 8. Charlie gained 49 experience points and grew to level 13. Charlie learned Metal Claw. That is a steel type move, and it's going to come very much in handy later on. We also gained 108 Pokédollars. I'm going to switch Charlie out in front, and I'm going to want to search over here by pressing A because there's a hidden item. And just another Caterpie. Let's run away. I believe it's... Yes, it's there. There it is, and it's one potion. There should be all the items in Viridian Forest. Now, at the end of this path is the road out to Pewter City, but before we do that, I'm going to spend some more time here because we still haven't caught Metapod or Pikachu. So I'm just going to stick by here and look around until we find them. I'm not optimistic about my luck though, considering how long it took me to find a 10% encounter last time. Alright, there we go, almost right after I said it. Alright, I'm not going to go for Ember, just a scratch. Alright, his defense will go up, so he should be able to take another scratch. Let's start hurling Pokeballs. But What? Come on, that was BS. Okay, we are low on Pokeballs, but let's do it again. What? It's a level 5 Metapod. It shouldn't be hard to catch. Come on. This better work. Well, there we all go, but we can't catch Pikachu now. Alright. Give nickname to capture Metapod. You know what? I don't like you because of what you did. You made me waste all my Pokeballs, so I am naming you Stupid Head. Stupid Head. Stupid Head was transferred to someone's PC. Place in box 1. Well, we'll have to catch Pikachu later. Have you noticed the skinny trees on the roadside? They can be cut down by a special Pokemon move right here. Many Pokemon live only in forests and caves. You need to be persistent and look everywhere to get different kinds. Do you know the evolution cancel technique? When a Pokemon is evolving, you can stop the process. It's a technique for raising Pokemon the way they are. What she's referring to is when a Pokemon will evolve, there is a point you can press a B button to stop the evolution, but I won't be demonstrating that until our Pokemon actually start evolving. Here we're back in Route 2, and this grass patch has the same catch rates as the grass patch in front of Viridian Forest. And with that, we are finally in Pure City. Trainer tips, all Pokemon that appear in battle already never briefly earn experience points. We already knew that. Anyway, we made it through Viridian Forest into Pewter City, the site of the first gym. Next time in Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen, we take on the gym challenge. See you guys next time.